Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jessie Grieve Carlson. I use they, them, and she, her pronouns, and I work at the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce as the Associate Director of External Affairs and Affiliate Relations. I'm also joined by my cat Benjamin, who might be interrupting us today. We'll see. But thank you all so much for being here for Sip and Pitch Friday. I'm going to go over some of the rules now. Oh, first, I'm going to introduce our judges. Excuse me. So today we are joined by three fabulous judges. We have April Cimarelli, who is the Supplier Diversity Manager at Mass Mutual. We're also joined by Jennifer Turner, Program Director of the Global Supplier Diversity Initiative at IBM. And lastly, we're joined by Lou Rosas, who is the Director of Supplier Inclusion at Robert Half. So thanks to our judges for being here to provide feedback to our presenters. So next, we're going to chat about the rules for Sip and Pitch Friday. We have three presenters today, three LGBT suppliers who are going to practice their business pitch in front of us. Each presenter has 5 minutes to pitch their business. There's going to be a little timer on the screen letting them know how much time they have left. And I'm also going to give them a little warning at 60 seconds and 30 seconds to let them know how much time's left. If you don't have a presentation like a slide deck, that's no problem at all. This is designed to be informal and provide real-time feedback for your company's pitch. If you're not speaking today, please mute your microphone so we can give all our attention to our presenters. This is a judgment-free zone designed to help you enhance your business pitch and grow your company. So all feedback is shared in the spirit of collaboration. And lastly, have fun. It is a Friday afternoon. We are here to support one another. This is going to be a fun, casual event. So thank you all for being here and for cheering on our business owners. And we're going to get right into it. So our first presenter today is the Money Council. And Renisha, do you need screen sharing abilities?
I do.
Okay, great. So you should be able to screen share now. And I'm going to pull up our timer.
Let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, great. You can get started whenever you're ready.
All right, so as you guys will understand, I'm a Southern girl, so y'all are going to hear a lot of y'alls, okay? Before we get started, I like to introduce what we're about, right? So before we get started, please drop in the comments, what's one word that you think describes a CPA? Either you're a CPA or CPAs in general. And I just want to get the crowd going as far as like what the traditional sense of a CPA before I get into the Money Council in general. So go ahead, drop in the chats. I want to see the chats going up. And then I'll review after. Now, most people, when they think about a CPA, they think that the CPA is unreachable. They think CPAs are too technical. And the very word that comes up with CPAs, certified public accountants, is that we are expensive, right? But one thing about the Money Council that I think sticks out of over the 200 business owners that we've worked with is that we're rare. So we're relatable, we're authentic, we're reliable, and we're ethical. So you may get a CPA that, errs on the side of conservatism. You may get a CPA that's very creative and then you question their ethics. We toe the line of being in between. So I'm Renisha Davis, and I founded the Money Council. The whole goal of the Money Council, when you think of that root word, is not necessarily the money element, but it's the counsel aspect. We counsel you on your money problems, both personal and on the business side. After about a year or 10 years in corporate and working with Inc. 5000 companies, I got tired of trying to float between being a twin mom where my twins were born prematurely and still being in the corporate sector. So I opted to exit corporate so that I could have a more flexible lifestyle, so that I can be both present in my kids' life as well as being present for small business owners. Fun fact is I was a school bank teller at the age of 9, so I've been helping my friends count pennies and $50 ever since the age of 9 when we learned the the foundations of saving money. Another fun fact is I am a flex between Chucky Finster and Tommy from Rugrats. So I do toe the line of being that traditional accountant in the sense where big crowds scare me, but when you get me in a one-on-one session, I really flourish and I really help you understand the foundations of money. So the Money Council's value proposition is when we decided to start the Money Council, the overall goal was for us to get to the foundations and the root cause of what was creating mindset blocks for people to activate wealth / taxes and preserve legacy. That's our tagline here at the Money Council. And the biggest way that you can remember that is wealth minus taxes equal legacy. So without wealth, there's no legacy, and the common thread between that are taxes. The one thing about the Money Council is we have very distinct programs. We have a robust menu, and after meeting with over 160 business evaluations with small business owners, we created something that was more so tied to wellness and mindset versus just a traditional accounting and bookkeeping concept. Our conversations start at a business evaluation, and in that business evaluation, we allow business owners to come to us to solve a real problem in a 30-minute session. And that allows individuals to understand whether we're going to be a good fit and whether they would get a really good solution based on what we have to offer. The other thing that we have at the Money Council is we like to do community events, such as how to start a business for entrepreneurs who are just starting out. And we also like to do community events for in-person events at corporations to help employees understand if they're leaving money on the table from a personal tax standpoint.
60 seconds.
Between this financial wellness, or at the Money Council, we have two problems that we solve. We have done for you programs and we have DIY programs. In our done for you, we have boosters, resets, and routines, which just basically deals with the frequency of the problem that you want resolved at the Money Council. So a booster would be an annual tax problem. A reset would be a full-blown solution that you need us to dig into your financials, and a routine is a maintenance program.
30 seconds.
The other corporate events we have are DigiSuite Council, and DigiSuite Council is for our DIY services for business-friendly events. Business-friendly digital solutions and events for in-person. Ultimately, if you want to get in touch with the Money Council for the programs that we offer, you can scan this QR code and it'll take you to ways that you can stay in touch with us.
Thank you so much, Renisha. That was great. I'm going to pass it to our judges to start giving feedback. April, would you like to share first?
I feel like I'm always chosen to go first. Renisha, great job. Great job. I thought you did a fantastic start. The beginning with the acronym was really fun. I thought that was a really great way to pull us in. And it looks like I might be having internet issues, so I apologize. But and the I put down, I love the acronyms. I love the personal attributes of why you started your company. I love hearing that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I think you did a great job pivoting at the end when you started losing time. You did a really, really good job because that's really stressful. So great job doing that. I would really have loved to know what your solution to me is as a supplier diversity rate manager. Like, what are you going to do for me? Am I your target audience? Because I'm thinking, like for me, I feel like, oh my gosh, I want to make sure you're in my diverse business program so you can network with all of my diverse businesses that are in that, because that would be a great opportunity, because CPA is always a big topic during those programs. So like just kind of narrowing down where you're one, like who you're talking to, what solution you're bringing to me, and then to like truly identify who that target market is. But overall, I thought you did a fantastic job. I actually want to know more.
Thank you, April.
Awesome. Thanks, April. And Lou, would you like to go next?
Sure. 5 minutes goes by pretty fast, doesn't it? So recognizing that, here's some of my thoughts. Start with a brief introduction of yourself, because we really didn't say Hi, I'm Shay, because Nisha Davis, and I have this is my company. Let me tell you more about it. So if you have that time limitation that you may be faced with, maybe the CPA question, you may want to adjust kind of how you start. So focused on that because some of your information was really interesting. Um, I love the fun facts. Those fun facts are always something that grabs someone who's looking about building a relationship with a supplier. So those are really key. I enjoyed that. One of the things that also captured my attention where you talked about these 30-minute quick sessions. So that's a rapid assessment of a company because a lot of people are faced with time constraints. So you're offering something that is beneficial, doesn't take a lot of time. So kind of focusing on, what are those elements of your service that is really going to be attracting someone. Um, you said wealth minus taxes equals legacy. I would have had a slide that just said that because that's a powerful statement and it kind of just draws people in. Well, that's true. And I want to have a legacy. So that's of interest to me because a lot of us don't take the time to think about that. And it's a simple equation, but you can add so much to it in your experience and some of the things you offer. So that to me was very powerful. And then I know we ran out of time but I like the way that you put words together. This financially wellness. That was cool, and I wanted to learn more about where you were going with that. So overall, great information. Just got to kind of rework how you present it, especially to someone who's going to making those business decisions. And can again, I agree with April. So how am I going to integrate you into my company? Am I going to introduce you to my employee network groups for their presentations? Or am I going to introduce you to my HR folks who maybe want to add some additional resources to my employees? So kind of think about how that hook is going to go into corporate America as you're starting to present your products and services. But overall, great information.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Awesome. Thanks, Lou. And Jennifer, go right ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. I like the name of your company. Also at the beginning, I knew exactly what the business is, and I love the interaction with putting the names, with the information you asked us to use to put into chat. I just would mention, just as a little constructive feedback, but I guess you may need to have time. Maybe you just say one or two that people in the audience actually put in the chat, just to be, even more inclusive as a piece of feedback. And then I will agree with sort of like the solutions for corporates, right? I know you said you do events, but maybe, how can you save money for the corporation, or what value can you bring? And maybe the value is, wow, this is a program for employees and they're gonna, have this wealth minus taxes equals legacy. I love that too, by the way. I really believe you really nailed differentiating, your business. So it's not only taxes, it's about wealth building, it's about the future. So that was really awesome. And then really, what it can do for individuals. So overall, excellent presentation.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And Shay, do you have any questions for our judges before we move on?
Yes, I think the feedback was very solid. As I was preparing the presentation, I was like, I think this is too much, and I felt like I needed to take some things out. So thank you so much for suggesting to focus on the element that's going to really differentiate me from the corporate element standpoint. Do you think it makes sense to, because a part of my business is twofold, it's DIY versus done for you, right? The DIY piece is what really links to corporations, but the money council, as far as the done for you, is how I started. Does it make sense to eliminate some of the pages and focus mostly on the DIY pieces that link to ERG groups inside of corporate and build that out a little bit more?
I think focusing on your audience, the audience that you're speaking to, and what is the end goal in mind. I think that's how you can cultivate your presentation and what you would focus on, whether it's do it yourself or whether the other thing.
Done for you, yeah.
Done for you.
Yeah, I would tend to agree, Shay. It's kind of who you're making your presentation to in different parts of a corporation. You can tailor that to what you're really focusing on. I just have one question though. I wrote this down. Your name, the Money Council. Was there any thought about instead of COUNCIL to COUNSEL as council?
Yes. So counsel to me, the SEL is on an individualized approach. So counsel though, when the CIL is a group of individuals that's supporting one cause. So in my mind, the counsel that I have like a network of individuals that once they come to me, I then integrate them with other council members of my network. So CFPs or wealth managers or payroll providers starts at the network with the Money Council.
Okay, thank you.
And I agree with both as well. I would definitely have it in your presentation, just in case, because if I'm having a conversation with you, I would want to know what else there is and other ways that I could potentially work with you or help you or utilize, the products or services that you have. And so I would definitely I'd be prepared to have it, right? But again, back to what Jennifer and Lou both said, like, who's your audience? Like, what is it that you're trying to what is your focus for that day? It's Friday afternoon.
Awesome. Thanks, April.
Absolutely.
Well, awesome. Shay, that was a fantastic presentation. You have a ton of fans in the chat here, so you should drop your links and your info in there for everyone who wants to learn more. And thank you to our judges for your feedback. We're gonna move along to our next presenter. We are going to hear from Alexander from Pain in the Assistant.
Hello, and if you wouldn't mind, there we go. Screen sharing is now available. Great. So I think everyone should be able to see the slide now. My name's Alexander Agent. My pronouns are he, they. I'm the founder and CEO of Pain in the Assistant. Let me know, can we hear everything? How's everyone doing? We're feeling good. It's Friday. So Pain in the Assistant is a certified queer-owned business. Thank you to the NGLCC. We have 8+ years of experience offering consultation, administrative support, workshop and program facilitation across industries, as you can see from our very diverse sampling of past clients on the slide. We're more than a cheeky name. Pain in the Assistant builds digital organization frameworks that standardize and improve your operations and everything that will grow and evolve your business. Essentially, you can say that we build systems that bring pleasure to the admin work that was maybe once a pain in the ass for your business. So we work with business owners who are struggling to manage the mountain of emails, your meetings, everything that's entering your inbox and your calendar, including, like, I'm sure everyone here is dealing with a relentless to-do list or endless files that are just coming in all the time. That's the stuff that we love to work with. We work with people who want to incorporate more simplicity, more ease into their life, more freedom, more money, more fun, more joy into your day-to-day routines, your systems, and then your life at large beyond work. When you work with Pain in the Assistant, you can expect to see results very fast. While most digital organizers and administrative support, virtual assistants are going to require a 3 to 6 month retainer to start seeing results, some of our clients start to see tremendous improvements to their processes in the very first week of working together. We work with so many business owners that are at that established place of their expertise or their career. So a lot of people on this call may relate to this. You've been doing what you kick ass at what you're doing. You're at this established place of your expertise, but maybe you're at the beginning stage of your business, or you're at a new version or iteration of your business. That's where we come in to help, to like really dive into those systems and helping you level up your business. As far as differentiators go, some of the pain points that we usually hear from our clients, maybe their past virtual assistant stole their IP. Their past virtual assistant had very low standards of what maybe done looks like. They had administrative support that didn't really offer suggestions when it came to the strategy or which tools their business should be using or not using. Their past VA maybe didn't document anything on like how to do anything. So whenever that VA or that admin support had left, no one knew where the information was, like where it was stored or how to complete the certain tasks. And so they were having to start from scratch on these procedures that had been completed over time. So on the contrary, Pain in the Assistant, one, we focus on your data security. That is, it's so amazingly incredible to us. And we maintain a very attuned attention to detail by building and following standard operating procedures. We offer consultation on strategy, on your tech stack efficiency, like it says in the slide, and we make sure that you do your best work, that you put your best foot forward, and that you are the one who shines in the limelight. Also, I like to think that we are pretty fun to work with, so I don't think that should go unsaid. I think that's pretty important that we're all here to enjoy what we're doing and enjoy our day-to-day lives, and I like to think that my clients get a lot of benefit from that with working with Pain in the Assistant. As for what we can do for corporations, April, to your point earlier, we're actually currently working with SoCal Edison's supplier diversity team to build out a framework for we offer the complete administrative support for this 8-month supplier development program they're offering. So that's how we work on the corporate level. And then I would love to explore working with anyone here today who is like either a small business owner, maybe you're at a manager or a leadership level in a corporation, but or you could just be an individual who's tuning in. Like we work with people in their personal lives as well. So feel free to scan the QR code on the slide. From there, you can exchange contact information. You can even schedule a meeting from that link. And then if you have as far as supplier diversity, if you have a
60
contract
seconds.
or an oh, sure.
60
okay,
seconds
sorry.
remaining, sorry.
Got it. Oh, no, thank you. Anyways, thank you. I also wanted to mention, just if you have a contract or an RFP in mind that you think that Pain in the Assistant might be a good fit for, I would love to talk about that. Or if you have a prime that you've worked with that you think it may be a good, useful introduction for us, for them, for you, whatever that looks like, please let me know. We are ready to work together. So, and there we have it. I would love to answer any questions, and I'm really excited for the feedback. So please let me know.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Alexander. We're going to move over to our judges. And Lou, would you like to get us started?
Sure, thank you. Hey, Alexander. All right. First of all, I love the logo. It really kind of it just captures, understand what's going on. So that was pretty cool. Little things about the capability statement. It's just a stickler for me. Other folks may not have the same feeling, but I hate NAICS codes. Okay, so so that's just me. I like keywords. I like maybe testimonials that kind of give me more information about the company, because you can tell me what you do, and but NAICS codes to me, I don't really care about. I could use more slides. I mean, you have 5 minutes, especially in the presentation. So I think it goes back to knowing kind of what you're preparing for, because you were bringing us some key elements about the things you listed here that I think you could have talked a little bit more just with maybe some presentations on the slide. Your differentiators, that could have been a great slide. Just kind of list some of those and talk about those. Your focus on data security, which is important, because always when you bring on assistants to help, you're always concerned about data security. So you could, I think, expand on that type of it with another slide. And you said about digital organization systems, which I think is also a key element. Your understanding of why that's important and how you can share the experience around dealing with those type of activities. So I think, though, all in all, you gave a lot of information. I think you could have been just benefited by some additional slides, just kind of bringing those things out. Other than that, I think you did a great job.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lou. And Jennifer, why don't you go next?
Sure. Hi, Alexander. So great job. I really like your business, and that it really builds systems to help people. Anything that's going to help, I really love. And Pain in the Assistant. Very, very good. Just a little constructive feedback. I would say start with challenges and how Pain in the Assistant can address them by like telling a story from the beginning, or even a story of how you've been successful, just to really draw us in to understand really what you do, as a suggestion. You mentioned corporate, and so really focus on the value of what you can do for corporate. like what's in it for corporations. You did mention an RFP. I think that was great. I was listening for more. I was going to say, well, what happened? How did it help with that RFP? Did it save time? Did it help find a better, supplier? What was the outcome of it? Would love to just think, I mean, just really brief, right? But what was the outcome of that? You mentioned it. I didn't hear the rest of that. And then I want to know more about you, Alex. Just, I know you don't have that much time, but maybe there's something you can mention. And well, it sounds like you're a really fun person. I can say that. And you really like to have fun. And that's really important. So excellent job. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. And April, go right ahead.
Absolutely. Great job, Alexander. I feel like where have you been my entire life, right? Like I feel like I could use this both professionally and personally, schedule all those sporting events and everything else. I thought you did a fantastic job. I too love the name. I think it's catchy, it's fun. I 100% agree with Lou with maybe having a little more detail. I think it would be extremely helpful on how you're helping with efficiency, right? So you noted a few stats, and like stats are great. Stats pull you in, right? So if you can add maybe a little bit of what you've done to save, or a testimonial, like how you've helped to save time and what have you, especially too with administrative assistant jobs kind of declining. I think this is a huge opportunity, right? And thank you for the Southern California Edison reference, because right as soon as you did that, I went, aha, like I don't know if, hopefully you didn't see me do that, but because I was like, okay, now I understand. Now I can kind of see where this can fit, because that's, from our perspective, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say, how can we, who do we need to talk to? How can we work with you? And what can we do? And then I love the bullet for tasks and projects for ADHD and neurodivergence. Really love to know a little more about that, because that is a huge opportunity there. And I feel that could be a great selling tool for you. But overall, great job. I think what a great idea. So congratulations. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. And Alexander, do you have any questions you'd like to ask the judges before we move on?
I think, what would you say is the best process for someone looking to meet with you, looking to learn more about like the things that you're trying, like maybe things that you're trying to fill right now, or contracts that you're looking to work with, or anything along those lines? I would love to schedule a meeting with each of you if I can. So that's a hope for me, and that just to learn more about like how we can work together, like you said, April, either personally or on the professional level, or if there's a program that you're currently trying to run that you need some assistance with. I would love to be able to continue the relationship, the conversation, and build from there.
Sure. Please feel free to reach out. I would love to talk to you more. And I would say, when, before speaking to any corporation, what I would say is do your research, right? Find out, is there a value that Pain in the Assistant can address? And then is there a way to help the corporation save money, or help them make money, and you make money together, as an example? And then it takes time, right? Sometimes you get lucky, it happens, sooner than later, but mostly it takes time and follow up, as you probably know as an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Research the corporation, where they are, and how, again, you can be a solution, because that's what, at the end, it's like, how are we going to help you get those meetings internally? Like, so we just want to know, how are you going to be a solution for our problem that we may not even know we have, right? I love that when a supplier comes to me and is like, did you know this? And I could solve this. And I was like, amazing, right? Now, okay, so now I know how we're going to move forward, having those conversations. So definitely make sure to research, know who you're talking to. The worst thing I can say is when a supplier goes, tell me about Mass Mutual. Really? We've been around for almost 175 years. It's really not a good opening line. So definitely know the corporation that you're going to talk to and how you can help.
And I would just add, Alexander, I mean, we're on this call because we support the organization and diverse suppliers. So certainly you can get our contact information from Jesse. But also, attend the events we're at. We're going to be there. We'll be at NGLCC and or other type of local events. Just come and say hi. And I think all of us in the supplier diversity profession, we always share information about suppliers. We may not have an opportunity, but we may know of where one might be. So creating that network was always valuable for us. So just keep in touch.
Thank you all so much for the feedback. This is all really helpful. I'm very excited to go back and iterate on the slide and turn it into slides and build this out more with all the little nuggets of wisdom that y'all just gave me. So thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you all so much for the feedback and great work again, Alexander, on that presentation. We are going to move to our third and final presenter today. We have Dorsey with Mastermind Meditate. Let me pull Dorsey up right here. All right, Dorsey, whenever you are ready, you are welcome to get started. You should have the ability to screen share if you have a presentation, and I'm going to pull up the timer now. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can get started.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesse and everybody. This has been such a treat to be part of this event so far. If you're anything like me, you might need a breath on a Friday afternoon. So if you'd like to join me, I'm just going to take a couple big breaths. I'm going to inhale and bring my shoulders up and then drop the shoulders and breathe out of my mouth. Maybe join me in one more big breath. Thanks so much. And feel free to continue breathing deeply, to stretch and take care of yourself as you need. And also cheers to any of you who are seltzer water fans like myself, and happy Friday. I don't have any slides today because connection is one of my core values. And so if nothing else, I hope to get to know you, to connect with you, and to share a little bit about my heart and my business. My name is Dorsey Standish, and I'm a wellness speaker and consultant with degrees in mechanical engineering and neuroscience. So my company, Mastermind, specializes in science-based corporate wellness for companies like Turner Construction and Toyota as they work to elevate the mental health and resilience of their employees. So many of you being corporate leaders, I'm sure you all have seen the epidemic of stress and overwhelm that's sweeping the corporate world right now. But what you may not know is how expensive that stress can be for your company. Research indicates that each mentally distressed employee can cost your company up to $15,000 extra per year in absenteeism, turnover, lost productivity costs. When companies start working with us at Mastermind, a lot of them think they're addressing this with crisis plans. They offer counseling and leave policies to their employees. But what they're missing is proactive mental wellness support. Once an individual is using those crisis plans, they've already cost the company a lot of time and money, not to mention suffered a lot personally. That's where we come in at Mastermind. We partner with your company to evaluate the brain health of an organization from the ground up and to come in with proactive and targeted trainings, wellness resources for your overall organization, and especially emerging leaders and teams. Some of the other things that set us apart are the fact that, yes, we're based on science and the latest research, but it's not dry. We use storytelling, we use experiential exercises so that we're truly inviting people to holistically join in the experience and leave each of our offerings with at least one new tool in their inner wellness toolkit. Another thing that sets us apart is the fact that we're women and LGBT owned, and we have a diverse team of facilitators at Mastermind. So inclusivity and accessibility are part of our rollout strategy. For these reasons and many more, over 80% of our clients come back and want to work with us again in some capacity. I'd love to share a little bit more about our most popular introductory offerings, like our wellness keynotes and our leadership trainings. In fact, one recent success story is with a construction company where we offer a series of emotional intelligence trainings for each of their teams on site. We also work with some of their emerging leaders in emotional intelligence executive coaching. And we also offer a recurring virtual wellness call every month to reach people all over the country who might be on the go, but still need to tap in and take that breath, like I saw was really appreciated for all of you right now. So I'd love, as supplier diversity managers, if you could connect me with someone in your organization who's an HR leader or even a forward-thinking team leader or high-ranking senior leader who's thinking about, okay, I have an upcoming event. What could I do that would really nourish my team from the ground up? And the last thing I want to say is this isn't just a company for me, it's really a personal mission. I learned the hard way through my own experience of burnout in the corporate world that I had to put my mental health first. And luckily, I recovered, and that crisis was really the catalyst for my resilience journey. But today at Mastermind, we're passionate that no one should have to get to that crisis point before they start prioritizing their mental health and wellness as the foundation of their performance. So I'd love to connect with each of you further and hopefully get connected with stakeholders at your organization so that we can figure out ways to partner and grow a happier, healthier, more compassionate world together. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dorsey. That was amazing. We are going to get started with April first.
Great job, Dorsey. I thought you said it was going to be 2 minutes. So
I told you I'm a talker. What can I say?
I'm so glad you went to 5. That was fantastic. I love the start of the breath because honestly, no one takes that time out, right? So I really, at first I was like, you're wasting seconds. And I was like, oh, that is my type A personality coming in. So thank you for that. I thought that was fantastic. You made me pause too, which is a success story right there. I love the proactive mental health, right? When you started digging into that, I was like, okay, now I'm with you too. I was like, okay, I can see where she's going, kind of from a team building perspective, or from the leadership development. I do love, and I feel like this could be an added benefit too within the mid manager market, because that is typically right with high turnover rates there. So just thinking a little bit outside the box too of another target that you could have there. I loved how you added in 80% repeat customers. Like you threw a lot of stats in there, which I thought was fantastic. I'm trying to see my notes because I was trying to write them down as you were going. And then the success story as well. So I really appreciated that because it's, we're constantly trying to figure out again, back to who is the best person that we should talk to about. So when you're telling those success stories, I can connect those dots a little bit better. Like, are we going HR? Are we going DEI? Are we going, leadership development? Like which team do we need to talk to? So that was really great for me to kind of pull that in. I do like visuals. I know you like connections, but I would definitely make sure that you have, some visuals prepared too. So then that way, if you're not catching the person with the breath, you're catching them visually too, just to make sure. That would be my one bit in my feedback sandwich that I'm told we're supposed to do. That would be my one little bit of feedback is to have something visual, but I love that connection.
Thank you so much, April.
Absolutely.
Thanks, April. And Jennifer, would you like to go next?
Sure, Mastermind. Excellent job. Yeah, I love the breathing too, should do it more. Now you're going to remind me. I hope I remember to do that. I love the fact that you set up your credibility, right? With your experience and your education. I think that's important because it's different people you're connecting with, right? I love the storytelling. I love stories. Do you remember them? They're very interesting. Just some feedback. You mentioned corporates, right? So what sets what you do apart? It sounds like you were talking about different sessions. They sounded really good. Like I would like to participate in them. What I would like to hear though are impact and results. So maybe that's something you can measure or talk to maybe a specific story about how it really was really impactful to get the attention of a corporation. Really, what's in it for them? These are great sessions, but what do you really get out of it? And I just want to tell you, it's really felt connected to you. So great job.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And that is a great idea. So we do know that in our average 30-minute wellness session, the average self-reported stress level drops by 27%, which is a huge measure. So that's something to include. Thank you.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. And Lou, go right ahead.
Great. Thanks, Dorsey. That was a great presentation. Your delivery style, the tone, the pace, just really, really excellent. I'm normally relaxed anyway, but she made me even more relaxed. That's pretty cool. So I think the stats are important, which was what Jennifer brought up, because now you're talking about the impact it's going to have. I can see something that I would want to present to my regional operations managers. Robert Half is full of recruiters and salespeople, and all over the country. So definitely high stress positions, definitely could probably benefit from these type of sessions. So as I talk to them about how they could impact our supplier inclusion program at Robert Half, a lot of times they're looking for, do I need to hire people? No, you can just bring in some diverse suppliers to support your teams, and that's supporting our program as well. So any information about your program would be valuable. So if you do have a capability statement or a one pager, especially that talks about, are you a hybrid service offering? So is it virtual? Is it physical? What are the benefits and those type of things going forward? Your capacity for, numbers of attendees. I mean, what more makes more sense for you? So I need more information just about your service offering, but I think definitely it's something that's certainly needed in corporate America, is how we share that within our organizations to bring those services on board is going to be beneficial. But great presentation.
Thanks so much, Lou. And I have to say, you mentioned the high stress recruiters and salespeople, and I love stressed out type A people because I'm one of them. Like April was like, you made me stop. That's an accomplishment. Like I'm right there with you. I was dragged kicking and screaming into these practices. It was like, I had to feel better and I was willing to try anything. And the research actually pointed me to mindfulness and pausing. I wanted it to be anything else. But in my offerings, and my facilitators do this too, we always address any stigma, any resistance, and try to laugh about it and invite people in to celebrate their human brain and work with it as best as possible. So I love that you brought up a high stress position, because a lot of the industries like construction, healthcare, law firms, the highest rates of mental health issues and stress and overwhelm are really our target market, given our expertise. So I really appreciate that. Do I have time to ask a couple of clarifying questions, Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay. So I'll start with Lou, since you mentioned wanting to know more about, is it hybrid? Is it in person? Some of the benefits, which Jennifer brought up as well, and then the number of people. We do have a capability statement. We have a corporate wellness brochure that could even be used to present, honestly. So is that the kind of thing you are hoping I'll follow up with, or was that saying, I wish you had put that into the presentation?
No, I think just send it back. Make sure you send it to me. I think your presentation was fine, and kind of when you started your presentation, saying I wanted to talk to you, then I knew I was going to get anything, and that's fine. But now that again, I drew the interest, so now do you have something? Well, great, well, send it to me.
Yes, I'll say that next time too. I do have stuff that'll be in your inbox shortly, and I really want to connect. So I love that. Thank you so much. And then to go back to, Jennifer, you said impact and results. Is the 27% stress reduction in a 30-minute session with hundreds of companies something that you're looking for, or are you wanting even more potential results than that?
I really like that. So that's great, and use that definitively. Whatever the sessions are or was, and the number of people that you said as well. No, that's excellent. If you have more, use those too.
Okay.
Any kind of key process indicators.
Yeah.
Corporation loves those.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. We do self-reported stress check-ins at the beginning and end of every session we offer, and the drops are amazing. I mean, the average is 27%, but some groups will be like 40%. They'll go from, in construction, 7 out of 10 down to 3, 4 out of 10, just in taking a moment to breathe. I mean, it's amazing. I'm so grateful to be able to share this work. So thank you for encouraging me to dial in on the science. Okay, and one more question for you, April. You mentioned the power of visuals. And I just wanted to ask you about your experience pitching virtually and in person. Would you say visuals are really important in both scenarios? I think in person, it's easier for me to still be front and center connecting with you, with maybe a capability statement or something that I'm sliding over the table for you to write on. In virtual, you would still recommend having a slide deck or something, or can you give me some more ideas?
I love the conversation. I really, really do. But like, you have something when you just said the self-reporting again, I went, ooh, right. Because you want to show you should talk to me because I'm this good and these are the results that I'm going to bring to your company. And did you know that we can reduce stress by 27% right from our first session? Like, what? But who isn't stressed out? That's amazing, right? So how are you going to be, and one thing in this space too, there's a lot of executive coaching, leadership coaching, there's a lot of different amazing services now. So how are you gonna be different? Like that's how you're different. You're having instant impact, right? You're coming in and you can reduce a team stress level by 27% right off the bat. Like, and so like I could see you having like just like a flashy fun sign behind you, right? And for virtual, like here's some stats, like, so because you don't want to take away from you, right? But you have some really great stats that you don't want the person trying to remember what you just said about that stat.
Sure.
If they can see it right there, right? So then you fully have all that attention. That would just be from, again, a type A personality when I'm trying to really grab those stats because that's important, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of the judges and of course, NGLCC for setting this up. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you for being here, Dorsey. That was an awesome presentation. So thank you. I'm gonna move over to our closing thoughts here. I'm wondering if our judges have any final thoughts to share with the group and our presenters today, if anyone would like to go first.
I will, because I had some additional thoughts for Alex. It's very interesting where Lou said that you should have more slides. I like the one slider. So it's, like maybe the rearrangement and maybe 2 to 3 or, so I just think it's always good to, have that feedback. And I just wanted to mention that too. So maybe you don't go to 10, Alex.
Got it.
And then the other thing I also wanted to say about mastermind. I have to say, I like the way you kept saying mastermind throughout your pitch, so we remembered the name. So that was really good to keep us, remembering that. And then I'm not sure if the Money Council is still on, but I want to be in touch with you and all of you. It would be great to connect with all of you, but with the Money Council in my personal life too. I think that might help. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Anyone else who would like to share any closing thoughts?
I would just like to say how proud I am of every single one for presenting today. It's tough being a judge. So, like it's kind of stressful being a judge because you want to make sure you're doing a good job, but to present and everything, fantastic job. I'm having a mama bear moment, but I am so proud of all of you. And that's what we're here for. So you find your supplier diversity person that you trust and and we're here to help you and provide feedback because we want to see you succeed.
And I'll just add, I've never owned my own business. So I have total respect and appreciation for what you all do every single day. I know it's tough. I know it's challenging. And I know you have that love for what you're doing. And it certainly comes across in your presentation. So I appreciate that. I think just in general, when you're presenting to a corporate person, focus on some key metrics, some key testimonials, and highlight the good things you do, and your passion should always come through like it did today. So appreciate you all for putting yourselves out there and allowing us to give you some feedback on your presentations.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today to give some feedback to our presenters. I know that that's going to be extremely helpful to them as they continue to refine their business pitch and continue to meet folks in settings like this one. So thanks again for taking the time on a Friday afternoon. I really appreciate it. We are now going to move into our communities and conversation portion. I'm going to end these spotlights happening. And we are just going to have a quick convo about our annual NGLCC International Business and Leadership Conference, which is happening this summer in Palm Springs, July 30th to August 2nd. I'm wondering if anyone on the call here has been to an NGLCC conference in the past. If you have, you can raise your hand or use one of the reaction buttons, and we can see how many folks have been to a conference before. Let's see. Okay, I'm seeing some reactions. Alexander, you've been, Robin, Bob, Kelly. That's awesome. I love that. I'm wondering if someone would mind giving kind of like your elevator pitch on what conference is like. From your own perspective as either a business owner or a corporate partner, would anyone like to share what conference is like to the group here? I know someone would like to share.
Jesse, I know maybe my perspective is not what you want, but I could always share.
I would love your perspective, Lily. Lily is one of my coworkers who works in our programs department at NGLCC and was last year your first conference, Liliana?
Yeah, let me start my video. Hello, everyone. I've been kind of behind the scenes running the slides, but last year was my first conference. It still is my first year with NGLCC. And as a younger person, let's say Gen Z entering the corporate space, it is so refreshing and so amazing. I could say go on and on and on about the fact that there is a space for anyone and everyone at the NGLCC conference. If you want to talk to whoever you want to talk to, if you don't want to talk to anyone, if you want to listen to breakout speakers, if you want to learn something new, there's so much to do. It really sounds like I'm a plant. I promise you. I just planned on doing slides for this. But that's my take, I would say.
I love that. Thank you for sharing, Lily. And Gina, go right ahead. I see your hand raised.
Yes, hi. Let me lower the hand so it doesn't stay up there. I've had the opportunity to go to conference, I believe, 3 times now. And it is fabulous. It's empowering, it's motivating, and it's a freaking ton of fun. There's just so many people from all over the country, around the world that have come through, and you really get a chance to talk to other LGBTBEs, people that are going through the process, get excited to hear about what they do. And oftentimes you can find complementary services that you can work together on projects that can, for the benefit of both. And then just from obviously meeting potential vendors, they're all over the place. So you can have all kinds of opportunities to talk with them, whether it's going to the actual vendor area or having the walk-in talks or just catching them at the bar. It's a very fast couple of days. So I highly recommend it.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that you get to come to Palm Springs this year. I'm excited. Robin, I see your hand raised as well.
Hi, yes. Building on some of the things that Gina just said, the programming is amazing and it's so extensive that if you're a corporate, you have to take multiple people with you because you have to divide and conquer the agenda. Otherwise, you can't even begin to take part in everything. It's so wide and so much variety. And for corporates, it's a great opportunity to learn best practice. Even if it's not something that you may expect to find, you can find it at this conference. And for the suppliers, by all means, take part in the walk and talk, sign up for the matchmaking, do everything you can to meet as many people as you can. And if you find out in advance, if a corporate is there that you really want to talk to the point the judges made earlier, find out about those companies before you get to conference. So you're ready, willing, and able to have a diverse but deep conversation with them.
Absolutely. That is such good advice, because this is really the place to be able to form those one-on-one connections with folks, and taking advantage of every opportunity, like you said, the walk-in talks, the matchmakers, attending the receptions, things like that is such good advice. Kelly, I saw you on mute there. I don't know if you want to share anything. Oh, I think Kelly might have froze on my screen. Well, I'll come back to Kelly when she's ready. Oh, are you there, Kelly?
I am. I just froze right as I was about to say something. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw in there that I love conference, and I will sound like a plant to being an NGLCC employee, but I've only been an employee on this side for about a year. I've been going to conference since 2017, and it is just it's a very hard to describe how perfect it is. But my favorite part is all of the in-between moments. So, you've got your really helpful breakout sessions and your, general session plenaries, but all of these in-between moments in the elevators, in the hallways. I just really encourage you to take advantage of those kind of impromptu moments and talk to people, even if it is pulling yourself out of your comfort zone to talk to strangers. No one is a stranger at this conference. Nobody feels like a stranger. And on that note, I would just, if you are going, I would highly recommend and encourage you to sit with people you don't know at the general session. So it's like a big room. You've got a couple thousand people in there if you haven't been, and everyone comes together for lunch, and you've got some great speakers. But I really encourage you to sit with people you don't know and make friends that will last you forever. So I love it, absolutely love it. And I'm gonna put a link in the chat for anyone that has more questions or maybe wants to know more. You're welcome to join us. The New York, NGLCC New York is going to do a Q&A session next week on conference. So you can bring your questions, you can come chat with us, you can hear from folks that are going to be much more put together in their responses than I am, because I get so excited about conference. I don't know, I just ramble. But I'll put the link in and you're welcome to join us. It's a virtual event, no charge.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Kelly. And you were not rambling. I really appreciate you sharing your perspective there. I think one thing I'll add too is I think I work remotely for NGLCC. Our team is all across the country, and getting those opportunities to be together in person are so important. I know a lot of business owners can feel kind of isolated in the work that you're doing, and it's hard to realize the broader ecosystem that you're a part of and the community that you can rely on. So getting to be there in person and seeing the whole web of support that you have with NGLCC, whether it's fellow certified suppliers or corporate partners who really want to advocate and work with you and have you get a contract with their company. And we also have our local affiliate LGBT chambers joining us there too, like Kelly, who runs our NGLCC New York. We have over 50 local chambers across the country, and their leadership, their staff and board join us as well. And they are doing really important work on the ground in the local communities. So it's a really amazing time. I'm wondering if anyone has any questions about the conference that our veteran conference attendees could answer. If you want to unmute or say them in the chat. This is Bob's 4th conference, which is so exciting. Any questions for us? Awesome. Shay's going to be joining us this year in Palm Springs as well. That is so
You'll never forget your first conference.
an experience for sure. Awesome. Well, if there are no questions about conference, please join us for Kelly's event, the Q&A around conference this year. I'm also going to drop in the chat our registration link for next month's Sip and Pitch, which is on Friday, May 31st. You can register at the link in the chat. I love that so many people join us to cheer on our presenters and our judges and just be a supportive audience here. It's really wonderful for folks to get to meet each other and cheer each other on in the chat and share LinkedIn's and just connect with more folks who are a part of this network. So thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a great rest of your Friday, and have a great day. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.